After years of battling with an abnormal urethral condition, 80-year-old Francisca has for the first time in years seen a doctor to assess her situation. This follows a Joy News report on her ailment a couple of weeks ago. Francisca needs at least 20,000 cedis to undergo surgery to correct a medical condition referred to as urethrovaginal fistula, which makes it difficult for her to control urine and stool. With the support of some benevolent individuals, Francisca visited the Kolibu Teaching Hospital for re-examination to determine the cost of the corrective surgery. Faustina Safo has the rest of the story.
8-year-old Francisca was born with urethrovaginal fistula, a medical condition where there's an abnormal passageway between the urethra and the vagina. That means she urinates and passes stool involuntarily, and as a result is unable to go to school.
The urine and the stool never stops coming, and when it does, I don't feel a thing. Because of my constant stooling, I don't have any friends.
Her father abandoned her and her mother due to her condition. Today, Francisca has the opportunity to visit the doctor in a long while. Francisca's mother resorted to begging to fend for the family. Weeks after airing her story, some benevolent individuals came to Francisca's aid. The reason she's able to come to the hospital today. After checking her essentials, Francisca is ready to meet her doctor. Dr. William Sapiedu Mensa is the medical officer assessing Francisca today. According to him, Francisca needs 20,000 Ghana cedis for treatment.
She has an abnormality of her spine that has resulted in an inability to control both urine and stool. What was obvious to me on examination is that there's a lot of stool piled up in the rectum, which is not coming out. The bladder appeared to contain some urine, but not too much. So what I think we need to do now is to see whether we can evacuate the rectum and keep it empty, so that she doesn't have to swallow herself. So the first thing is to see whether with washouts we can evacuate the rectum on a regular basis. The other thing I'm going to do is a scan to see whether there's a lot of urine retained in the bladder. If it is, then we can plan to what we do call clean intermittent catheterization. Pass a tube from time to time to empty the bladder so that it doesn't store urine that leaks over. If the bladder is not that enlarged, then you may need surgery to increase the bladder capacity so that the bladder can contain urine and store it. Then in addition, we'll do a bypass so that we can be emptying the bladder from time to time.
It was a great relief to mother and daughter that finally they can see a light at the end of the tunnel. Francisca needs your support to get her life back as every growing child. It's too small a support. You can send donations to the details displayed on your screens right now. For Joy News, Faustina Safo.
And sincerely hope that she gets better and doesn't have to live with that condition any further. Well, let's go back to our previous story, since we're talking about children. Previous story about the school that caved in the central region, because guess what's available to be explored? The Gasm Foundation, they have an initiative to help rebuild structures like the Breman Jamra School, and the details are well, I'll take you through the details later, but founder and CEO of our Oh Happy Day Foundation, Dr. Florence Nab, says it's critical for healthcare delivery centers in Ghana to offer psychosocial counseling services to people after checks. According to her, people with fertility issues are normally treated and given medication, ignoring the important aspect, which is counseling. She says the need for psychosocial counseling fueled the urge to set up an organization to complement the healthcare centers offer to couples with infertility issues, hence Oh Happy Day Foundation, a private organization aimed at counseling people struggling with fertility issues. She was speaking to Joy News' Na Anyokoye in Accra.
Psychosocial counseling aspect of infertility. In Oh Happy Day Foundation, we believe that infertility is a biopsychosocial problem. So we believe that there is a biological aspect of infertility, there is a psychological aspect, and there is a social aspect. So the hospitals provide the drugs or the medicine for them, and the Oh Happy Day will provide the counseling for the psychosocial problems. We discuss psychosocial problems, including we have stress management, anger management, dealing with anxiety, dealing with depression, dealing with infertility, coping strategies of all of them. We do all of that. Our mission here is to complement the care that they give to couples with infertility. And then our vision is to make sure that there is availability of psychosocial counseling services in Ghana for people struggling with infertility.
Well, let's get into something that may perhaps bring some results for the children in the Breman School. Dr. Gasm Amoa is Strategy and Corporate Affairs Manager with Gasm, and they have put together an initiative that seeks to rebuild some of these dilapidated buildings for schools and hospitals. Dr. Gasm Amoa joins me on the telephone line. Hello, Doctor. Thank you very much for your time here on The Pulse.
Okay, thank you, and good afternoon to you.
All right, good afternoon. Now, this Gasm Cement Foundation, is it new or is it something that's already been in existence?
Well, this has been in existence for the past 15 years. We started in the year 2002. So currently we are in our 15th year, and it's been running annually, consistently. Since the past 15 years, this has been running, and annually. So what actually maybe you've seen today is the 15th year that we are actually doing this. And as you are aware, this is actually focusing on, supporting educational and health institutions that, of course, need some renovation or even to build new ones.
Okay.
So this is a program that we have put in place.
So in that case, it comes in very handy. Sorry to interrupt you, sir. It comes in very handy when we're talking about the Breman Jamra Primary School, and I believe you've heard about that story.
I didn't get you. Repeat. What did you say?
I'm saying that this initiative comes in handy when we're talking about the Breman Jamra Primary School, and I'm asking if you know about that story.
Oh, no, I didn't know about that story anyway.
Okay,
but
so
ours is actually, it's an application. You make an application and you follow a criteria.
Okay.
Then when you actually qualify, then we give you the cement. But I don't know of this case, this Breman actually issued.
Okay, so this was a case that, just so I can refresh your memory briefly, sir, this was a case that happened in January. A kindergarten block in a school in Breman Jamra Primary School killed 6 people. It killed 6 kindergarten pupils, and up until it's been 4 months, and we've been following up on that story. We haven't heard much about that story. We do know though that a construction was ongoing and that it was at the lintel level, which of course fits in the criteria you provided here. The only difference is that perhaps the school would have to put in the application. But will Gasm, will the foundation consider reaching out to the school?
Well, yes, if the school actually qualifies and complies with the criteria, why not? But I'm afraid this year is done. You know, we actually done the distribution for the southern sector. And when we talk about the southern sector, we're talking about Greater Accra, Central, Eastern, Western, and the Volta region. So next 2 weeks, we are going to Siani, also to do for the northern sector. So I'm afraid this year, we are done with it. So if you have such application, well, consider it for next year.
It has to be for next year.
Yes,
all right. Well, too bad for Breman Jamra. I was just wondering, perhaps, if this, could attract a certain exceptional attention, if you know what I mean.
Well, yes, that's correct. Once I actually drawn my attention to it, like I told you, this is something, of course, maybe they didn't know about the project, they didn't apply for it, but it's worth actually looking at it. Now I may have to discuss with the management to see whether we can actually do something about it. It's pathetic too, but unfortunately, like I said, we have a budget that we deal with, and in this budget for this year is actually done. Like I said, if there's any opportunities, then we're talking about next year. But this is a case that sounds very pathetic.
Yes.
I may just put it across the management to see whether we can actually do.
Well, you say it might be a bit too late. You say it's unfortunate, but I believe that if you and management members would have a look at the video, which you can find on myjoyonline.com or on YouTube, on Joy News' page on YouTube, you'll be able to appreciate the urgency that's required in this matter. And perhaps, just in case you will find it really touching, and you perhaps will reverse your notes, maybe. Thank you very much for your time here on the show. Dr. Gosin Namwa is in charge of strategy and corporate affairs at Gasm there, and they have an initiative. Unfortunately, Breman may not be able to benefit this year, but well, he may have a rethink of what he says. This is The Pulse with me, Gifty, and up here. Another quick break. We'll be right back. Please stay with us.